Why was Texas divided after it was taken by the United States of America? It's a question that might surprise you, given that Texas is such a huge and unified state today, but it wasn't always that way. So, buckle up as we explore how Texas ended up divided after joining the Union, and what that meant for its people and the US as a whole. First, let's take a quick trip back to the 1830s. Texas wasn't always a part of the United States. In fact, it was an independent republic for almost a decade after breaking away from Mexico in 1836. But by the mid-1840s, Texas was struggling financially and militarily, and it was looking for a new partner, someone to help out. In 1845, after a lot of back and forth, the United States decided to annex Texas. This meant that Texas would officially join the US, but this decision didn't come without its complications. Now here's where things get really interesting. You might think that after Texas joined the US, everything would be smooth sailing. But there was one big issue. Texas didn't come in as a simple state. It came with a huge claim to land. You see, Texas claimed land all the way to the Rio Grande, which was disputed by Mexico. But the US was like, sure, let's settle that later. But that's not the only reason Texas was divided. The state itself was split between pro-slavery and anti-slavery factions, which created tensions in both local and national politics. So, even though Texas was now a state in the Union, it was hardly unified in its views on the future. When Texas joined the Union, the state had one major problem. It was physically huge. But that wasn't the only challenge. The state's geography and economy were divided as well. East Texas was more agricultural, relying heavily on cotton plantations and slavery. Meanwhile, West Texas was much more rugged and sparsely populated. This geographical divide contributed to differences in political views and economic interests. So, Texas was divided not only in terms of its economy, but also politically, with different regions having different goals. These internal divisions made it hard for Texas to fully unify as a state. Let's fast forward a little bit to 1850. Tensions in Texas and the US were escalating. You see, with the annexation of Texas, the United States now had to figure out what to do with all of this land. The Compromise of 1850 was the solution. The Compromise of 1850 aimed to resolve the issue of slavery in the new territories and also settle the Texas border dispute. Here's the deal. Texas agreed to give up some of its land in exchange for the US assuming its debts. This effectively divided the state's land and helped prevent further tensions over slavery and territorial disputes. Even with the compromise, Texas wasn't completely unified. The state remained divided along political, economic, and even cultural lines, which continued to influence its role in national debates, especially when it came to the Civil War. The differences between East and West Texas, along with the slavery issue, made it difficult for the state to ever fully come together. And after the Civil War, Texas remained a state deeply affected by its internal divisions, some of which still echo today. So, to wrap it up, Texas was divided after joining the United States due to a mix of political, economic, and territorial challenges. From border disputes to the issue of slavery, Texas was never a simple state to incorporate into the Union. Its internal divisions and large land claims left lasting marks on both the state and the country. I hope this helped shed some light on why Texas wasn't fully unified after its annexation. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and leave a comment with your thoughts or questions about Texas history. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.